Khalil Rountree will prove to be Alex Pereira's toughest test. Raquel Pennington will show why she doesn't deserve to be the champion, and Bautista will push himself into title contention. Today we're going to be talking about my predictions for UFC 307. So as always, let's talk about it. Okay, let's get over this video. We're talking about Kayla Harrison versus Vieira. Now, first of all, I do think this fight is going to be interesting, but I 100% seen it going one way, and it's an easy Kayla Harrison finish. I do think she'll finish the fight in the first round by, I'm going to say she's going to finish the fight by an armbar. I know Vieira, she's currently ranked second in division, obviously, and she just fought, I think 2 fights ago, she fought the current champion in Raquel Pennington, but I just don't think she's going to have enough for Kayla Harrison. With Kayla's confidence, even what you saw in the press conference, Kayla's full of confidence, but also a part of me feels like she's almost overlooking Vieira and already looking towards the title. As we know, this fight is most probably going to be a eliminator for who's going to fight for the title next, and honestly I'm going to give it to Kayla Harrison. I just think that she has more in the grappling. I think she's more powerful, and I just see her dominating the fight. So I'm going to say first round Kayla Harrison. I should also mention that I really want Kayla to win, not only because I really like her and I think her last performance was extremely dominant, but also because if she does win, spoiler alert, I think she'll fight for the title next, and I think she wins that. And if she does, then hopefully, I'm praying we get Amanda Nunes back, because she did say that if Harrison becomes champion, she's gonna unretire and fight Harrison for the title. So hopefully the stars will align. She'll win here. She'll verse the champion. I was gonna say who I think is gonna win next, but we'll get there. And then Amanda Nunes will come back and beat Kayla Harrison, and then hopefully stick around for a bit longer and not retire immediately. But yeah, okay, next up on the card is Kevin Holland versus Dolidze. Now obviously Roman also fought on UFC 303 just like Alex Pereira, and he versed Lionheart Smith, right? And okay, that was at light heavyweight, this is at middleweight, so obviously there's a little asterisk on that, but he didn't look good to me personally. Yes, the fight was dominant and he won, but he couldn't beat Lionheart, he couldn't finish him. And yes, I know Lionheart is a very hard guy to finish, but I would have expected a bit more from him. Kevin Holland, obviously he versed Michael something, I apologize, I can't say the bra's name. Before that he versed MVP in a really frustrating matchup for him. But I'm actually going to give this to Kevin Holland. I just think that his wrestling is too good. He has the longer reach by 8 centimeters, which is quite a big difference. And also he's a lot younger. He's only 31 while Dolidze is 36. So obviously Dolidze is just past that tipping point generally for fighters of 35, whereas Kevin Holland is only entering his prime. Now obviously with Kevin Holland, there's no real reason to look at his past record of how many win streak he's on or what losing streak, because you just never know what you're going to get with him. He's always excited, always ready for a fight. I personally see him just winning this fight, but I'm going to say he's going to go to the decision. I don't see a finish on this fight. I think it's going to be hard fought. I think for most of the fight, Kevin Holland is going to hold him down. I do think he's going to want to trade, because again, Kevin Holland is just fun. He's one of my favorite fighters to watch. Maybe not one of my favorite fighters in general, but in terms of watching, he's always exciting. So I'm going to give this to Kevin Holland. Okay, next up we got Bautista versus Aldo. Now Mario is coming in at the age of 31, while Aldo is already 38, which is, it's really sad to see that he's really aging. Honestly, I think he might retire soon. Personally, I hope not. I love watching Aldo. Obviously, his last fight, he got the win in the co-main at UFC 301 in Brazil, and that was in May. Bautista's last fight was in January. I don't know why his layoff was so long. Almost, was this 9 months now? I don't know why he hasn't fought that long, but personally, I'm going to give this to Bautista. I just think that he's on a 5 or 6 win streak, whereas obviously Aldo's on a 1-fight win streak. Not that that really matters. His loss before that was to Merab Dvalishvili, which is obviously the champion now, so that aged well. But yeah, I'm going to give this to Mario Bautista. I just think he's younger, he's going to have more energy, he's going to be a bit faster. Not that Jose isn't faster, but you know, age does matter. I know he's been looking good recently, but as I said, age does matter, and I think he's going to be a bit slower. He hasn't fought for a while, and that obviously, I mean, I say a while, it's been a couple of months, but that obviously has an effect. And if you look at Mario's record, he's a little bit of a submission specialist. Now, obviously, Jose isn't bad in submission defense, but I'm going to give this to Mario by submission. If you look at history itself, if he does go the distance, I would say Mario would win as well. He's only went the distance 5 times in his career, and he's won every single decision. I just think the young gun is just going to have too much. Obviously, he's not that young. He's 31. He's entered in his prime. But compared to Aldo, he looks like a child. 7-year age difference. I'm just going to say Bautista is going to Bautista bomb Jose Aldo. That was terrible. I apologize for that. But yeah, I'm going to give this to Mario Bautista. Okay, on to the snooze fest of the night. The co-main event of the night. We got Raquel Pennington versus Juliana Pena. And as I said in the intro, I think this fight is going to be a beating. I think Raquel Pennington will show why she shouldn't be the champion. Obviously, she won it earlier this year at UFC 297. Both girls are around the same age, but Pennington are 36, while Pena is 35. So obviously, that's not really going to be much of a difference. They have a very similar height, but Pena has a slightly longer reach. I just see Juliana Pena just piecing her up a little bit. But when last did Juliana actually fight? Okay, I take back everything I said. Pena hasn't fought since 2022. I could almost swear that I thought she versed Nunes last year, but no, it was actually mid 2022 in July. So she hasn't fought for almost over 2 years now. Yeah, I'm taking it back. I think Pennington's gonna win. Listen, I know I'm switching up from what I said in the intro, but I think Pennington's gonna win. I think the time off, I didn't consider that previously, but I think that's a very long layoff. I don't know if she had a very bad injury or what. I'll be honest, I don't really keep up with the women's division besides Zhuang Weili. I can't remember her surname, but besides her, and I used to love watching the Lioness. Since then, don't really pay attention that much. But I'm gonna give it to Raquel Pennington. She's been the more active fighter. She fought 3 or 4 times in the past 2 years, whereas Pena obviously hasn't fought at all. And she had an extremely dominant performance over Vieira at UFC 297. So I'm going to say Raquel Pennington by decision. And that means, going back to what I said earlier, Raquel Pennington will versus Kayla Harrison, and Kayla Harrison will beat the shit out of her. I know I was going to say that Kayla Harrison was going to beat Pena because that's who I was going with initially, but honestly, I don't think it matters who she versus. I think she beats the shit out of both of them, and then hopefully Amanda Nunes comes back and we get to watch the Lioness. I hope so. I really hope so. But now on to the reason why you all clicked this video. Alex Pereira versus Khalil Rountree. Now obviously Rountree is the younger fighter. He's 34 while Pereira is 37. And with most fighters, as you would have heard in this video, I am very biased to age. I think age plays a big factor in this. But not with Alex Pereira. Honestly, I don't think his age matters. He could be versing someone in their late 20s and I still think he will beat the shit out of them. He obviously has a massive height advantage of almost 10 centimeters. He has the longer reach by, again, 5 centimeters. And I know it doesn't seem a lot, but in a fight, the small margins do matter. But now the reason why I say Khalil Rountree, in my opinion, will be his hardest test so far. I would say his hardest test so far as champion. Because I actually think his hardest test was Jan Blachowicz because of his wrestling. But as champion, I would say his hardest test is Khalil Rountree. I just think his new Muay Thai fighting style and his more patient style really suits him. I think he's pretty good at defending the left hand, especially with sweeping away the lead hand, which Pereira likes to feel, and then he goes for a lot of body shots with Pereira. He sets up his body shots a lot, so he can set up the left hook or the left uppercut, because as we know, his main weapon is his left hand or his right roundhouse. I think it's a roundhouse kick to the head. That's one of his main weapons. But I think Khalil will be able to stop most of that. I think he's very good defensively. Obviously, he has a lot of power, like scary power. I don't think he has Poatan power, because I don't think there's many fighters in this division that has Poatan power besides. I think Khalil will come closest in my opinion, actually. Yeah, but I don't think anyone out of besides heavyweight has stronger power than Alex Pereira. I do see him. Okay, I'm going to give it to Poatan, right? I know it was sounding like I'm going to give it to Khalil, but there's no chance I'm going against Pereira. Obviously, another reason is because I want Dricus to beat the shit out of Poatan, whether that's at middleweight or light heavyweight. I think Dricus wins regardless. But if you want, I can do a video on that. But yeah, I'm going to say Pereira wins by a head kick to a head. I was going to say a head kick to the head, obviously. Yeah, I think he wins by a right kick straight to the head, same way he beat Vieira. I think this is going to go a bit longer than his previous title fights. As in, I think this will go past the second round. So I'm going to say third round, Pereira finishes Khalil Rountree. And then, yeah, I would say, hopefully, if that does happen, I want Khalil to versus Jamal Hill. I know that was a fight that was set up and it had the whole PD stuff. I didn't mention that because it was cleared. He wasn't guilty of it. Obviously, he was tested positive, but it wasn't something where he actually took something. And personally, I don't think it would. If you hear his story and just hear the man talk, I don't see him cheating in order to get ahead. I think I want to see Khalil versus Jamal Hill if he loses. And then after this, I want to see Poatan versus... Surely he has to versus Mohamed Ankalaev, right? But imagine if Ankalaev loses. That would be crazy if he loses to Rakic. But yeah, I want to say Pereira wins. Pereira goes on to versus Dricus after Dricus beats Strickland. And they verse in South Africa, where I obviously am from. And let me tell you, if they come to South Africa, I will be the happiest man on earth. I'm already saving for it just in case, because I know it's going to be shit expensive. But obviously I'll have to go, and then I'll vlog the whole thing and make a great video for you guys. So anyways, that's my predictions. If you enjoyed it, let me know down below. And as always, I'll catch you in the next one.